back up here in the property in Rainier. I haven't really been filming the last day or so, just mostly been moving a lot of material around, not really interesting to watch, but we're supposed to start getting some good weather starting today, even though it don't look like it, but we're supposed to get like a good solid week of some drier weather, maybe a little bit cold, but dry. And one of the things we've been working on, where I was moving material in another location, is we're going to be putting down some more gravel. We're actually going to put 3-inch. So where I'm working right now, this is the road that comes up to the natural spring. And in one of our previous videos, we had been cleaning up a lot of debris and brush, and then we also started working on the RC rock crawler course up here. And the property owner is gung-ho about getting this RC course done, or just getting more progress, and so am I. It's what we got going up on the hill up here is coming out awesome, and we've actually been messing around with our trucks in the garage down at the house on some features that we built that we're going to haul up here with the tractor. But first, we just need a good solid road, because when we were coming up here with the dump trailer and the tractor previously getting debris out, this road just, with the rain and then the natural spring being right up here, yeah, I got red fingernails, you know, girl dad. But anyways, with the natural spring and stuff, it had been saturating the water. I don't know if you can kind of tell here, but I got a little bit of a berm going right here, and then on the other side of that stump there, I have another tiny berm, and just trying to get the water to run off down the hill over here. But we're going to be tomorrow, we should have trucks coming, and they're going to bring in some 3-inch, so we're going to get road fabric down and lay some rock. And for now, I'm just going to be walking my way back down the hill with the machine, and I'm just kind of scraping the goopy layer off the top here. It'll just make it easier for laying down the road fabric, and then we won't have a bunch of our rock and the road fabric getting swallowed up by the muck. We'll have a good solid base to lay it all on. So I'm gonna get you guys on a time lapse, and you can just watch me go to town scraping muck. All right. All right, another nice morning. Finally getting some of that good weather I was talking about. But we got road fabric down. The other day I spent a little bit of time blading this out, scraping it out. We had a little bit of a high spot out here, so I got that pile of extra material down there. We had one truckload of rock come in late yesterday afternoon, and our driver's here today. He's fixing or welding one of his chains back on to set his gate. But once he gets that done, we'll get another load up here, and that's what we're going to be doing today, is putting a bunch of rock down and getting this built out, and then we'll continue on up the hill here. As I mentioned before, up the hill is the natural spring. So we'll, I don't know if we'll get to doing that today. I think we'll have the labor kids start rolling out the road fabric, starting at the top of the hill down this way. So by the time we get done with this pad, we'll be ready to start rocking that road. But hell yeah, what a nice day. This is what we want. Summer weather in the midst. Let's go. So I'm sure, as you saw in the time lapse, we pulled the fabric back and readjusted because the overlap had been done incorrectly. So we got that fixed, and I got this kind of bladed out, somewhat kind of level. We're just trying to do like a thin layer. The ground's kind of solid in this area. It's not too mushy, but this is just going to be like a parking area because we got trailers and equipment and other stuff. And then eventually when we start building the shop up here, we're going to need like a staging area for the company that's coming out to do the shop. So they're going to need a spot to park their equipment and be able to like come up, you know, pull straight up and turn around in here, so we don't have to worry about trying to back up the driveway or do anything crazy. So we're gonna get going again here as soon as the truck comes back. We usually got about a 40-minute or so turnaround time, and we'll just keep chugging away. Well, one of the problems we ran into, it's not too big of a deal, mostly because of what we're doing with this area. It's just going to be like a parking pad. We're not putting any buildings, and the heaviest thing that's actually going to be on here is the dump truck loaded that's dumping rock. But you can kind of see right here in the center of our view, there's that little tiny little muddy spot right there. The ground is a little soft right there, and when I cleaned this up the other day, it was pretty hard packed. Like there wasn't a whole lot of soft spots, if any at all. And we had a little bit of rain over the last like day or two, and when that fabric had gotten laid out incorrectly, the water, with the overlap, the water was running under the fabric, so it created a little wet spot right there. So the ground was pumping a little bit. The truck, we had the truck back over it loaded, and maybe 2 inches or so of deflection in the ground, pumping just a little bit, but nothing crazy. But like I said, there's no buildings or anything really heavier than the equipment you see here. And that dump truck is gonna, again, the dump truck loaded with like 15 yards or so of rock is the heaviest thing that will ever be on this pad. So, and summertime's right around the corner, so that should dry up decent enough that it won't really ever be an issue. But yeah, I mean, if we were going to put a building on here, doing something where you didn't want the ground to be soft underneath, we'd probably pull the fabric back up in any of the soft areas and scrape out all that goop. But we're going to run with it for now and just throw a little bit of extra rock in that area. And then, like I said, the warmer weather coming that we got will help that little spot dry out better. But that's the little snafu. But again, you know, we're just out here having a good time, having some fun, learning new stuff. Nearing the end of the day, so this will be the last little clip for this video. But We got 2 loads right here of rock, and I just got the last load for the day, and we're finally on our road fabric to go up to the spring. We didn't do any fabric right here because in this whole area here is eventually where the shop will be, but we're getting this road built up to the spring so we have access to it without having to tear up the road anymore. And then when they come in to build the shop or whatever, we'll end up building the road out to where it kind of swings around the outside of the shop, loops around, and then tees back in, going back up the hill. Obviously, we got to straighten out the fabric. Yeah, we got a lot of progress today. I think we had almost maybe 9 loads in total, I believe. Yeah, we had 6 in the pad down below here, and then I've got 3 here. So yeah, that's 9 loads. Hell of a day. But thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you're enjoying what we got going on. How's it going, everyone? We're back out here at the property. I'm just out here for a random day on a normal off week for me, so just helping, trying to get this road built. Like I said before, property owner and myself are really pumped up about trying to get this RC course finished, and the ground is just so wet up here, trying to get rock up here and just getting up here in general with equipment. It just makes a mess down by the house and on the driveway and stuff. So we finally got this all rocked out. Eventually we'll do another couple truckloads in here, but our game plan next, maybe in the next couple of weeks, I had mentioned, I think in some previous videos, about doing a RC boat pond. And it's kind of hard to tell maybe in the video, but there's like this ditch that kind of goes down here, probably about half a football field length. And what we're gonna do is obviously scrape everything out, get rid of all the brush, and maybe dig it out a little bit more and like build up a little bit higher berms. We'll line it out with some like plastic or like pond plastic or something like that. And then we're gonna feed the water to it with the natural spring. So as you can see, I also mentioned in a previous video that I dug a trench out here, and you can kind of see that the water is definitely doing what I wanted it to do and getting it away from the road, because we wanted this to dry out down here, to be able to lay the road down and not have any goopy spots. So back to the RC boat pond deal. We're gonna end up digging a trench up by the natural spring, because there's a lot of just natural groundwater that saturates this area, and we'll dig like a French drain with a pipe, and we'll have it feed into here, and that's just going to fill that little pond area up. I mean, we still have a ton of work to do, obviously. I mean, there's trees and brush and ferns and all kinds of things laying on the ground here, so that'll definitely be a project for the drier summer months. But I mean, it's just around the corner, so yeah. Well, that's what we got going on. Gonna probably do a couple more things on the bottom side of the hill here. We got another couple loads of rock down at the bottom that need to get spread out in that parking pad that I did on a previous video. So, but this is what we got going. I got the laborer on the tractor, Nate, and he's driving back and forth, just trying to pack everything in nice and tight, so when we bring trucks, or if we got to bring that dump truck back up here again, the ground's nice and tight and he's not gonna slide out or tip or anything goofy. So yeah, that's what we got going today, and we'll keep on going. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We're gonna wrap this video up with some clips from the Monster Jam at the Motor Center in Portland, Oregon. We had a great time. I took my son, and it
It was awesome to hear all the raw horsepower and smell the fuel and all that good stuff. So it was a good way to end a long, hard week of laying down gravel and dealing with some hiccups. But that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. You just got to roll with the punches. But we ended the week on a good note and having some fun and enjoying some time with the family. So until next time, I'll see you guys then. All right.